The customer has read some negative online reviews about our company, and they don't feel comfortable moving forward with us. Daniel, how might you approach that?
This is something that if you're not prepared to answer, this can really kind of stop you in your tracks, and then you'll fumble. And the prospect will then hear the insecurity within your tone of voice and really lose a sale. Unfortunately, this typically happens around the end of the pitch or at pitch. And mind you, as the loan officer, you've already invested a good hour of your time, possibly working it up, pulling the credit, structuring, running AUS, pulling comps, all that good stuff. And so again, like the others, it really is about understanding the basis of it. And there are certain things that are just going to happen. As proactive as you are, armed with Google, and they can figure out probably where you live and everything about the company. And that's fine. It's okay, to recognize it. Don't get mad at it. But if anything, you just need to be prepared to address it when and if it comes up. And so a few things that I like to do is I like to sprinkle in my initial conversation branding. And what I mean by that is sometimes a loan officer feels that, part of the gate sales, brand yourself. Okay, I'm going to take this 2 minutes right now to go ahead and tap dance to this customer. I think it's more effective to not overload or just dump a ton of branding on them. Like, hey, we're a privately held company. We're one of the largest lenders. We do billions of dollars per month. It's not effective. You're actually turning the engagement into a sale. Now I feel like I'm at a timeshare. But if you can instead take those same bullet points and actually sprinkle throughout the conversation, you're doing two things. Number one is you're not making it awkward, but you're actually gaining the rapport and the trust and really kind of flexing on them, but you're doing it in the proper way. So instead of saying, hey, my company's privately owned, you could say, hey, one of the reasons why most homeowners in your county prefers to work with New American Funding is because we're privately owned. We actually fund billions of dollars a month within your area, and we service our loans. But here, let me ask you a few questions. Now, I'm sprinkling it, but I'm giving myself an insert and opportunity to do so. The second thing that I'm doing with that is later, again, this is from the proactive step. Later, if they say, hey, you know what, I read some negative reviews about you online. Now I can reference the branding that I did in the first call. I could say, hey, you know what? I completely understand that. And if you remember in the first call, it's telling you the reason why most homeowners in your county prefer to work with us is because we are of a large scale. We're nationwide and we have multiple offices, multiple representatives that actually work for us. And here's the thing that I learned about good reviews is that they're much harder to attain than bad reviews, right? So all of our happy clients are happy to give a good review. But oftentimes when you get good service, you don't think just to drop everything and give a positive review. But if in the event you had a bad experience, you're very inclined to voice your opinion. Here's the truth. In this conversation, if you feel that I am not worthy of your time or I'm not a trustworthy professional and I haven't understood your situation and have the solutions to address those concerns or those worries that you have, then I absolutely understand. But here's the thing, is that I'm one of the professionals. I've been doing this for X amount of years, or we've been around for X amount of years. And my only goal is to show you why we're the preferred lender within your area. If you remember in our first call, when I was telling you that we do billions a month, the psychology of just using that technique is very powerful. Because when you ask them, do you remember when I was saying in our first call that we do billions a month? The second that they digest that information, they say, oh yeah, I do remember. You've made it concrete. And all you did was just reference back what you said. But something magical happens. It's weird. The chemistry within their brain, our brains, is like, oh yeah, you did say that. Okay, that's true. And that overrides these negative concerns. You could use that same technique in various things too, by the way.